accessing information ubiquitously creates complexity, creates heavy traffic onto the network, and this will result in because of spectrum limitations, in the need for modernizing the networks and synergizing their networks. So today, with the industry experts, we're going to be talking about how we can better predict the traffic patterns, specifically in the big events, right? And also asking them how we can assure a better experience for the end users. As you know, in Germany, there are many key events. The famous ones are the Oktoberfest and a number of others. Could you share some experiences about how you assure, service assurance in these key events? Because there's a significant demand of capacity and whatnot. So,
yes, exactly. First, the most important thing is that we cannot miss an event like that.
Sure.
So whatever happens, Oktoberfest, people need to have perfect coverage. And as you will understand, if people go there for 2 weeks and massive amounts of people, we have to build extra infrastructure. And we do that. Every year we have a very close cooperation with the local municipalities, local organizations, to make sure we get all the permits and we install 2G, 3G, 4G capacity so that our customers have the perfect experience. And we do that for a number of those big events in Germany. So when we have this specific event, we also build specific network monitoring because it's such a different setup than we normally have, that we want to control it. So we have daily reports, hourly reports, how the traffic is performing and how our customers experience the quality. One of our partners is Huawei, and we picked partners like you because you can adapt quickly to our ever-changing demand. We live in a very challenging environment as an operator. And this means that also the demands we have for our partners can change very quickly. And the only partner who can really keep up with us are partners like you, who really are big enough to understand our requests, who are flexible enough to really think with us and not just execute what we ask you to do.
Gotcha.
And who also really invest in the relationship. So those are very important things for us. Scale, quality of people who are proactive and really investing in the relationship.
And agility, having that flexibility.
And that cannot be done with a lot of partners. We have only a few of them who really help us for the long term.
Sure.
And Huawei is one of them.
Okay. Well,
to really be seen as the best network in the eyes of the user, it needs to be consistent. It needs to be reliable all the time.
True.
And I often define the perception that the customer sees of our network goes way beyond the technical KPIs that we see. It's about day in, day out, being there for the customer when they need it, being reliable. And I sometimes compare it to the game of snakes and ladders that is very popular in the UK, where you have a lot of ladders that you can climb up, and that's from a lot of hard work day in, day out. But then you have one event where you slip up, and then you'll go down in the eyes of the customer quite fast, because the customers have very high expectations.
So at EE, how do you assure excellent customer experience, right? In terms of, especially when you see new technologies that are coming up, it brings a lot of complexities with it.
That's a very good subject, and it's actually one of the themes that I'll be talking about in a few minutes at your forum here. So I won't go through all the detail of what we'll discuss, but yes, it is a challenge. On the one hand, the new advances in technology give us more flexibility to help our customers have the greatest experience, but they're incredibly complex. So it's our job as managers of technology to try and make the complex simple wherever possible.
Sure.
So I won't go into detail, but what I would say is that basically you can boil it down to 3 things. You need the right people with the right skills and the right passion. You need the right tools to make sure those people are fully equipped. And you need the right partners. Huawei, amidst all that, I would say is one of the key partners, has been from the beginning, and I think certainly in terms of our LTE launch, I think Huawei has met all of those criteria.
That was actually the most important thing for us, was to make a new setup where we put the customer in the center of what we're doing, but still in an agreement with a partner where we can control our investment and actually cost spendings. So coming into a setup, increasing the customer experience, and still being in control of our business development from a cost perspective. That was the strategic purpose for us. We made for us really deep analysis before going into this agreement, and of course we needed to find out what is the footprint, what is the track record, what is the history of potential partners, what are their technological capabilities, but also what could they do in the managed service area, and that is, for a customer experience point of view, really important. So you can be really good in hardware, but processes and day-to-day experiences is more important. So we did feasibility studies in all areas. And then of course we did some reference visits also and calls with other telcos having different kind of partners. And that was just the very beginning. So that was a pretty deep analysis. And also, of course, we needed somebody that we knew would be there in the future. So are they good today? But do we expect them to be good tomorrow and in 5 years' time and leading in the market? And that was actually one of the things we saw with Huawei, that the track record and the history showing that Huawei's position is getting bigger and bigger and the footprint is developing year by year. So they were choosing also as a strategic partner looking good in the future, and not only as of today.